So in this video, I'll help you to understand the formation of Newton's second law of motion, and I'll discuss some interesting history behind it. So if I ask you what is Newton's second law, and I think every science student knows, it is F equals to ma. Very simple, straightforward, and it's easy to understand. But चीज़ें थोड़ी अलग हैं बेटा यहाँ पे. Like imagine yourself as a young scientist in 1700 century. At that time, you are not knowing about many things like what exactly is force, what is momentum, and how to connect them, what is acceleration. So everything is new, and you are doing a lot of experiments related to all these mechanics, studying motions of different bodies in different system, and then you have to form this Newton's second law. So how to start with? First beta आपको as a step one you have to understand the inertia. बहुत डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे. You think कि आपको inertia पता है, but deep down it's very difficult thing to imagine. So just make it crisp clear. So simply inertia you can consider it as a property which a body is having because of its mass, and because of this property is actually retaining its original state of motion, whether it is rest or direction wise or having some magnitude of motion, unless and until you're not applying any force from the outside. And it's very easy to understand, right? So basically first law of motion is actually telling you that there is a need of force. It is actually giving introduction, not the details, just showing a need of an external agent which is required to change the inertial state. If it is not there, the inertial state will remain as it is. And how it is happening? It's because of inertia. अब inertia इसको like कैसे act कर रहा है? It's not like acting. It is there. It is like a self force. But और detail में नहीं जाऊँगा. Difficult हो जाएगा समझना. Step number 2. Now we just got the idea कि inertial state को change करने के लिए we need an external agent which is actually called force. Okay. So second law is not just giving you the introduction of force, it is also telling you how to find out this force. पहले मैं न्यूटन लॉ के बारे में डिस्कस करूंगा, then I will discuss कि why do we need those ingredients in the formula. See, Newton's second law says force का requirement है, which is actually a vector, so direction is also involved. So force लगा के you can change the inertial state. What kind of inertial state? जैसे रेस्ट से मोशन, मोशन से रेस्ट, चेंज इन डायरेक्शन, चेंज इन मैग्नीट्यूड, right? So if you change the inertial state, you need a force. But how to get that force? So according to Newton's second law, F equals to change in momentum by time. अब मैं तो inertial state discuss कर रहा था, ये momentum कहाँ से आ गया? So as per Newton, I mean just imagine yourself like you are the scientist, and if I ask you, beta, how to calculate mathematically the inertial state of a body? I mean, how to measure it? And that's a very deep question. So आपको पता है कि inertial state होती है, body rest पे है, motion में है, but आप उसको mathematically कैसे measure करोगे? That is the main point जो almost 50-60 years तक debate चली थी जिस पे. It's very interesting. Let me tell you. So as per Newton, momentum is a quantity which is given by mass into velocity. It is giving you a mathematical way to find out the inertial state. पता है जब ये आप न्यूटन सेकेंड लॉ पढ़ते हो, the first statement is F equal dp by dt, right? तो जब वहाँ पर आप मोमेंटम फर्स्ट टाइम पढ़ते हो, and I have seen in my last 6-7 years of career, मेरे को कभी किसी स्टूडेंट ने पूछा ही नहीं कि सर what is momentum? I mean, it is mass into velocity, it has some direction, but intuitively what exactly or what's the physical meaning of momentum? Why it is there? I mean, who thought about it? Why it's not something else, let's say m square v or mv square mv cube? Why it is just mv, and how to imagine it, right? But anyways, I'll discuss it later. So as per Newton, momentum is a mathematical version to measure the inertial state. So if you change the inertial state, you are actually changing the momentum, better to say linear momentum, right? And what is that denominator t is doing there? That is again an interesting thing. So it depends beta how fast you are changing the momentum. If you are kicking a football in a very short interval of time, you are going to change its state from rest to some velocity, and that is happening instantly. Second case, you are applying small stepwise forces, and after a long time you are going to give a same change in momentum to that football. So in both of the cases, first case mein short time mein you are providing more force, second case mein larger time you are taking and you are actually applying a smaller force. So it's not just force which is required to change the inertial state, it also depends how fast you are changing the inertial state. That's why you have delta p by delta t or dp by dt. That is the actual statement of Newton's second law. Further, you can write it as mass into acceleration. Parallelly, there was one more scientist. His name was Leibniz. He said, why do we need this p, momentum? Uh, why it can't be mass into velocity square? अब क्यूब भी हो सकता था, एनी अदर पावर भी हो सकता, बट एज पर हिज एक्सपेरिमेंट्स ही फाउंड कि फॉर मेनी सिस्टम्स प्रोडक्ट ऑफ मास इनटू वेलोसिटी स्क्वायर फॉर अ बॉडी इज गेटिंग कंजर्व्ड. अच्छा, थोड़ा सा और क्लैरिफाई करता हूँ. बाद में हमें ये पता लगा कि mass into velocity square, you just need to multiply half to it, that will become kinetic energy, right? So kinetic energy in many situations where you don't have any involvement of any dissipating forces, like you have only elastic forces, it remains conserved. तो वो conservation के basis पे Leibniz was also correct. This quantity, this product m into v square is getting conserved in many situations, and as per Newton, he was also, he was very confirmed about this, ki m into v is getting conserved in many situations. So the question is, who is correct? And in Newton's second law, in that calculation of force, what exactly we need? आइंस्टाइन का मोमेंटम, जिसको उसने इनर्शियम भी बोला था, और दिस लेबनिज का विस वाइवा, VIS, VI, VA. So he gave this name to his quantity of motion. And वो उनकी लड़ाई इस चीज़ को लेकर ऑलमोस्ट 50-60 years तक they had a very strong debate over it. And there were like two groups. एक था Newtonian group, another one is this Leibniz group. A lot of scientists were thinking कि नहीं, inertia को measure करने के लिए we need this term, P equals to m into v. But other group is saying नहीं, it is m into v square. अपनी अपनी जगह पे they both were correct, but finally in that calculation of f, momentum को ही यहाँ पे winning situation मिली, and it all happened because of one scientist, D'Alembert, and he was like very elegant scientist at that time. He, as per the history on this, I mean you can Google it on Wikipedia. So they arranged a meeting, like ऐसा दोनों groups को रख के side by side, they finally decided कि P m, which is equals to m into v, is the correct way to represent force. And I'll explain ki why P equals to m into v, why not the other way, Viva. Let's try to understand this conflict thoda sa detail mein. So as per Newton, that change in momentum, or you can say the magnitude of change in inertial state, it is given by the product f into time, I mean delta t, better to say. So as per Newton, आप कम टाइम में ज़्यादा फोर्स लगाओ या फिर ज़्यादा टाइम में लेस अमाउंट ऑफ फोर्स यू अप्लाई, यू आर अल्टीमेटली गोइंग टू गेट सेम चेंज इन द इनर्शियल स्टेट, राइट? एज पर लेबनिज and his group, they were thinking in terms of distance instead of time. They were thinking in terms of distance. For example, you are kicking a football over a smooth surface, so आप ज़्यादा distance तक less force apply करो या फिर less distance तक ज़्यादा force you apply, you are going to get some change in inertial state, and that is given by the product of mass into velocity square. Okay, and that makes sense up to some extent. So Leibniz was correct, but in terms of energy, उसको पता ही नहीं था कि वो technically momentum calculate नहीं कर रहा था. He was actually calculating the change in energy, which is like force into distance or displacement, that is going to give you work done, and that is equal to change in kinetic energy. So बड़ी एक major problem ये भी थी उसके फॉर्मूले में कि he was not using that half. So technically जो kinetic energy का change था उसको उसने, I mean as per the Leibniz, it is the measure of the magnitude of inertial amount of inertia in a body, or you can say the inertial state. तो दोनों ही अपनी जगह सही थे, बट एक प्रॉपर मोमेंटम कैलकुलेशन था और एक एक्चुअली कैलकुलेशन था काइनेटिक एनर्जी का. सो लेट्स फाइनलाइज इट. सो फाइनली द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग मोमेंटम, न्यूटन का मोमेंटम m into v इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट लेबनिज का m into v square. What's wrong with Leibniz? So finally the conclusion is none of them is wrong, but फिर भी ultimately you have to stick with one. So how to verify or prove कि it's actually momentum p equals to m into v, not m into v square. So let's do one thing, a contradictory way we will prove it. So let's assume Newton's law is correct, dp by dt, but that p is not defined by m into v. We are assuming that Leibniz formulation is correct, m into v square. Then finally this, after differentiating it, you'll get f equals to 2m v into a. अब ये बहुत सारे पॉइंट पे रॉन्ग हो जाता है स्टेटमेंट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल, imagine a body is falling straight down and it is going to hit over a table, right? So imagine the moment when it is hitting the table, it is immediately getting zero. I mean its motion is getting suppressed immediately. So जैसे ही hit करता है इसका velocity is zero, and if v is zero then force acting on the body should be zero. But टेबल से हिट करने पे it is going to hit the table with mg force, तो immediately एक reaction force तो आना चाहिए. Otherwise how you will explain कि the body is finally at rest? There must be forces acting on it, but the resultant is zero. So as per the statement, the moment when body is hitting the table, v is getting zero, or immediately normal reaction भी है ही नहीं. I mean the ball is simply pushing the table, completely collapsing it to the floor. That doesn't make any sense. Second example, imagine you are throwing a ball up. Imagine the situation at top point, or simply you're releasing a ball from the top of a building. So at that moment, exactly at that moment, velocity is zero and acceleration is non-zero, right? Because downside g is acting over it. So as per this formula, force over the body is zero. मतलब ये situation कैसे imagine करोगे आप? Velocity is zero, acceleration is non-zero, as a result force is zero. But that's not correct. mg force is acting over it. So it's not making any sense. So ultimately Newton ka law, which is dp by dt and p equals to m into v, is the correct way to understand the things, and it makes that particular format is making sense at all the points. So finally, understanding the inertial state of a body can be measured by momentum. A very interesting thing, right? और न्यूटन ने अपने टाइम पे he thought about it, and I mean it's not just a thought, he did many experiments and found कि ये m into v is a very interesting thing, and we can use it as to represent a inertial state of a body, the magnitude of inertial state of a body. It's something like, inertia apne aap mein, it's like a emotion. You can just take it a guess. So it's like you have some emotion like anger, love, or some frustration, and then you have to devise a formula to measure it. It's having the same situation over there, right? So heads off to the Newton.